What's going on, everybody? Coach Jason here, Strike One. Gonna run you guys through hip movements, right? It is tough. We're gonna work through 4 distinct hip movements that we make as pitchers. Now, this is for advanced players. This is not for the 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. This is for guys that are body aware, they understand what they need to be doing, and they can do multiple movements at a time with different parts of the body. So here we go. We're gonna use a nice little stool, chair, something very small, as like a 9, 10, 12-inch box jump. Whatever you got at home is fine. You're gonna place your toes up on it for balance and the ability to kind of just be able to chill at the beginning. So from here, we're gonna be doing 2 things at once. You're gonna have that leg complete the leg lift, right? And again, when we lift the leg, the foot is directly underneath the knee. We consider it to be dead. We're not kicking out or bringing underneath. So when we lift that leg, we're gonna start with some hip lead. That is a very linear motion with the hips that is gonna travel forward, okay? We're not bending the back. We're not bending the back knee, and we're not doing anything extra with it. So when we do those motions, both motions at once, we're gonna complete the leg lift as we get hip lead. Now from that position, we're gonna get into our second motion. The second motion is the engagement of our hips. So you're gonna be able to push your hip back, right? I'm wearing a lot of clothes, it's winter. But let's go ahead and engage those hips as we push back. And at that point in time, that's when our foot is gonna be coming down out of our leg lift. So we're all the way at the top, that foot's gonna start coming down, and that's when we start to engage the hip, okay? Again, I'm old, let's be honest. So that back leg is gonna start bending. We've been at it for about 8, 9 hours today, so my legs are a little shot, so bear with me. However, we're all the way at our top leg lift. You're gonna let that foot start to come down as we engage hip. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna anticipate that front foot to come down. And what I like to describe to my students is that we're hitting like a little bit of a quarter pipe here, right? As a snowboarder or skateboarder is gonna come down, we're gonna hit that nice edge. We don't wanna be having almost like the Kershaw where he's down and pauses, right? For us righties, that's gonna cost us time, and we don't have that much time. So we're engaging the hip, that front leg is coming down. Now here's the tough one, right? It's when everybody struggles with. We're staying stacked. You're gonna start to push that front foot forward. We're gonna get into that sweep. When we get into that sweep, we're staying closed with the front foot. You're then gonna be able to push that hip down. So we're going bend at the hip, hinge at the hip, and extend with the front leg. So you're gonna be going out. Does everybody see that nice 90-degree angle we're trying to get here? Again, I'm old, no spring chicken. So feel that power build, push into the ground. And we're not getting through the toes. We're pushing through arch and the beginning part of heel. Look at where my leg is tying in. We've got to be able to push into that ground, get that ground force connection so that when we make that linear motion and complete that, we get power. Once that hip is starting to hinge and that foot is sweeping, you're gonna notice my front foot is still closed. And again, it should be in the air. So once it's traveling about an inch or 2 off the ground, you're gonna be able to take that front foot and you're gonna flip that front foot over. Now here's the important part. As that front foot is beginning to open, you're gonna start to fire that back side and rotate it. Because here's what we want. We want a linear motion followed by rotational action. That's how we're gonna be able to get power and maximize our lower body. So as that front foot is starting to turn, we are pushing down, and so our cleats are sinking into the dirt. So we're not landing heel and rolling to toe. We're not landing on toe and stopping. You are getting that front foot to slap down as we rotate. Just as that hip rotates, that front side straightens out and we're blocking our front side, getting all that energy to travel over and down. We'll run you guys through the actual drill that we like to do with our more advanced players. You're gonna start up here. We're gonna have a nice easy flow. You're gonna come up and lead. Once you have that going on, you're gonna sit and engage that hip as that leg comes down. Once you're in this area, that front leg comes out, you're hinging and rotating. And once we're here, you feel that scapula, that front side blocks, and you rotate over. So to conclude, we have 4 hip motions that are coupled by movements with the rest of our body. This is why pitching is hard. We've got multiple things going on at one time. So as an athlete, we gotta practice and go slow. Here's the issue we have nowadays, boys. We are not patient. We live in an immediate society. I need to know who the 22nd president was. I hit Google and I find it out in 5 seconds. The issue that you guys are experiencing is going slow. Sit in front of a mirror and watch yourself do these motions. Put this video on repeat. Find your favorite pitcher online. Go through, analyze what they're doing, break it down, and make sure that you're able to copy it. Muscle memory is a real thing. Make sure that you're practicing these motions at a slow pace. That way your body can learn it. Try to build something at home just like we have here. A nice little ramp that you guys can feel that extra sit back, that engagement, and then you're able to drop down. And when you do that, make sure that your energy is not coupling forward. You want to make sure that we are pushing into the ground and feeling that knee stay stacked over the ankle, and we're not firing quads, getting to quad dominant, but instead we're sitting back into the hip, hinging, and then we can find that rotation that helps us to throw our hips, and we can rotate over our front side. Not through or into, collapsing on our front side, but being able to rotate over and creating better downhill angle, better movement, and a steeper tunnel. Bonus tip is dragging the back foot. We gotta stay connected to the ground. Nolan Ryan was probably one of the best at this. You wanna make sure that after all of this is said and done, everything is squared up, that front side's getting blocked, and you're dragging that foot as it comes off. So your drag line should be nice and straight. The issue that guys have is that they're already collapsing and their foot just lifts off, and that makes the situation even worse. So make sure you're staying connected to the ground, laces get flipped over, and then you're able to maintain balance all the way down the hill. You wanna release that baseball, and then that foot can come up. All right guys, thanks for watching this video. If you're looking for a laugh, check out our last video. Coach Jeff went through the Snowman Challenge, AKA the Eric Sim Challenge, where every time he hit a barrel, he barreled up a ball in the cage, he had to put a layer of clothing on. So make sure that you're liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Hit us up on Instagram. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below.